CFM Radio. It is Wednesday, my dudes.
We are back, and we've got video game music sounds for your ears, as well as a heavy dose of video game news tonight. What is up, Vector? It is once again Wednesday.
It is Wednesday, my dude. I am doing pretty good, Drix. How about you this fine week?
Yeah, you know, 8th place isn't too bad in a pinball league, you know, especially with when you're playing with some heavy hitters. Also, diving into the RPG backlog and even a little bit of melee combat in Chivalry 2 that I'm realizing is crossplay. So,
yeah,
you know, PC, PS5, Xbox, whoever, we can all impale each other together, medieval style, in Chivalry 2, which was actually given away for free on like the PlayStation subscription. So I think that's how you maximize player count in like a live service game, is that eventually just hook
because
it up.
it was also I'm pretty sure it was on Epic Games for free for a minute there as well.
Ooh, yeah, hand it to me.
So definitely, you know what, that's an interesting point that you bring up. That is a good tactic to get your free to play game, or make your game free to play, and then boost that player count and or give it away. You know, it's interesting because yours and I's probably most anticipated game this year is probably Wildgate. I think it's safe to say.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah, it's pulled ahead of the pack with the betas that we played.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, that game we keep seeing that's not going to be a free to play game from all reports.
And I don't mind. I am not mad. We actually had our chance to put in our input with the surveys and stuff that we answered after the game testing.
To be fair, I feel like they did listen to the bulk of the feedback, and they took a lot of it into account. And instead of like dumbing the game down or making it easier, I think they just made certain weapons that were not really effective way more effective.
Yes, balance in all things.
Yeah, so the balance is pretty on point, and I'm digging that. I also can't wait for Donkey Kong Bonanza. It's gonna be good. Like I said, I can't really get a connection. Well, I said this off stream, but I can't really get a stable connection in my new place for game streaming quite yet. I need another Ethernet cord. But once I get that going on, I'm definitely going to be streaming some Mario Kart World, because I've been playing that a lot. I think I've got like 6,800 knockout tour rating, so that's pretty. I'm getting to the point where these people I'm racing against, they knew a thing or two about this game.
Getting pretty high in the matchmaking ranking.
I don't know. Nintendo's weird, right? Like Nintendo,
they're not going to call it that.
Yeah, they won't call it that. But like I said, I'm going up against people who like they're doing like Tony Hawk stuff in Mario Kart, and I'm like, damn, this is a pretty awesome game. They have not
stopped playing Mario Kart since its inception.
Exactly. Actually, it's fun. Again, funny you mentioned that, Drix, because this is one of those games. Mario Kart Tour is probably my most fun that I've had with a Mario Kart in a really long time. And I like all the depth that it brings with it, and I really like the different kinds of, like the knockout tour mode and like the continuous races. It adds like a new layer to it. But if you read like the consensus on the internet, people like hate that kind of stuff, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, well, I mean, isn't that what they were saying the game was about for the last like 6 months? Like,
yeah. I mean, we gave it to you. We tried something different, like it or not. We tried to push the boundaries here in a very open world sense.
I think they did, mainly because it's not really the open world that's super duper impressive, but it is just the overall mechanics. Like I said, it's kind of like playing a Tony Hawk Mario Kart. You do like wall rides into like rail grinds, into power slides, into a wall ride, and you're like getting boosts all the way. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So, aerial style points must be awarded.
Absolutely. Feels like a Sonic racing game, and I can't wait for the new Sonic racing game that's coming out too.
Yeah. Can't wait to get old, Ichiban Kasuga behind the wheel of a cart. like a wheel dragon.
Like a wheel dragon. And hey, you know what? Speaking of, we're talking a lot about Nintendo and their flagship franchises and how they stack up to everything else in the industry. But you know what, Drix? With that, I think we're going to just get... First of all, this is a jam-packed show of news today. So we're going to hit the ground running. I'm going to switch over to my Mario Kart World footage right here because, Drix, I do believe we're just going to jump right into some gaming news. Because
oh yeah,
the first thing
big show and a little bit of Nintendo on the horizon here.
Absolute big show, Nintendo.
Yeah, digging through the Nintendo tunes as well.
Because we're gonna jump right into it. Small news story as far as time. We're gonna get through this one pretty quick, but as far as gravity, this is a huge story. At least I think so.
Yeah, start with your successes or a compliment or something positive before we really lay in the critiques and op-ed opinions or whatever.
Because we definitely this is definitely you're gonna want to give us your likes and your subscribes on this one, folks, because CFM Radio, we did our journalism tonight because we have a little bit of insight on the latest Xbox layoffs. But we're gonna end the show with that. Like I said, we're starting off Mario Kart World. Seems to have been carrying this console across the finish line, Drix.
Oh yeah, the Switch 2 has been doing some heavy lifting, you could say.
You're telling me, and because this is you could get it, nintendo.co.jp/ir/en/finance. Like, it's right there. Switch 2 surpasses 5 million units sold at launch. This is a historical figure. The figure far surpasses their forecast of 2.5 million as they reported to IGN back during the Switch 2 pricing reveals. And Drix, that solidly makes it the most successful console launch in history with the USA, and making it the fastest selling console in history with 1.1 million sold in its first week.
You know, and I thought people were saying it's too expensive, or they're gonna not buy it, or they might disagree with, you know, the way the games are presented physically. But lo and behold, they cannot be stopped.
You know, Drix, there's an old saying that my grandma used to tell me: money talks, bullshit walks.
Oh yeah.
So
absolutely.
In this case, I definitely think that it's true. And you know what? Here's the thing. We've got Mario Kart. It's a good game. It's not a perfect game. I definitely don't think it's like amazing. It's one of those games that might change your mind about Mario Kart more than Super Mario Bros. Wonder will change your mind about Mario Bros. But
yeah,
I can't. We're talking about IGN earlier. They keep saying that Donkey Kong Bonanza is the killer app.
Yeah, I mean, when was the last time we got like a stellar Donkey Kong game?
Jungle Beat?
Yeah.
Oh,
We're
no,
talking Wii U.
Donkey Kong. If you count the Donkey Kong Country Returns games, those are pretty good.
Oh yeah, remakes, remasters.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I'm putting them in that category at least.
Yeah, I get it. They're like new Super Mario Bros, right? Like.
Yeah, like we know Donkey Kong Country is good. Like that's why we love Donkey Kong.
Exactly. This is Red Faction Donkey Kong, definitely looking pretty great though.
Yeah, Red Faction Donkey Kong.
Yeah, Red Faction Donkey Kong.
Arenas, Dig Dug Donkey Kong.
And you know what? Good for Nintendo. I think that people really underestimate the idea that you can play all of your old games on here. Oh, Joseph Ledesma, what's going on? I think people really underestimate the demand for being able to play all of those games, like, still in a convenient form factor on the go. Some of them might be enhanced, right? Like,
Yeah, absolutely. Who doesn't like a little enhancement to their games that they already own?
And on top of it, I keep pointing this out. This thing isn't like one of those Steam Decks or ROG Allies. This thing is like, it's affordable. And, I know maybe your local Walmart might not have it, but you could probably grab a Switch 2 online. Like, they are out there. And those Asus ROG Allies and those, like, the Steam Deck, those are like $1,000, right? Like,
Ooh, yeah. Still at a much more accessible price point than some other pieces of hardware or a bootleg on the go box.
yeah, exactly. So, Nintendo Switch proving that the brand name and Mario Kart, who knew, the best-selling Switch game in perpetuity, essentially. Like, would sell a bunch of units and make people buy it. So Switch 2, fastest-selling console in history, most successful console launch in history. Great job, Nintendo. This is a far cry from the Wii U days.
Yeah, it's not a weird and often marginalized touchscreen.
Yeah, shit, seriously. And with that, we'll jump into we're going from the Nintendo's victory to I'll call it a boast from Sony, because Sony's had their ups and downs, right? They had Concord.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
They've also had Helldivers.
Yeah. Props, Arrowhead.
PS5 hardware is no longer the Capcom Cup official tournament hardware. It is now the Nintendo Switch 2. So, they're losing out on a lot more than people might think in the entire, as far as like the industry. But Drix, I gotta say, they do know how to excite people.
Oh yeah?
Because in an interview with CNET titled PlayStation 6 ? Sony and AMD's plan to power next-gen consoles with AI. Sony talks AI in PlayStation, and ChatGPT, quote, if developers want that.
If that's what you are into as far as making games for a PlayStation is concerned. Okay.
So this interview, again, the headline is PlayStation 6, ? Sony and AMD's plan to power next-gen consoles with AI. It is all about Mark Cerny and AMD executives talking about their latest collaboration called Project Amethyst.
Ooh, code names, you say?
Indeed. Quote, Amethyst combines what AMD learned from its RDNA roadmap with Sony Interactive Entertainment's use of PSSR, or PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, on the PS5 Pro to create a more ideal architecture for machine learning. The aim is to support a wide library of models that will help developers improve their games. Why Amethyst for a code name? It's a combination of PlayStation Blue and AMD Red, creating an Amethyst Purple. This synergy was embodied by a 100-pound split amethyst statue displayed in the corner of our dining room.
Oh, wow. Okay. We named the project after a piece of art that we have where we like to have meetings, eat and stuff. That's crazy. Those are some fun buzzwords. But it's hopefully, not AI in the sense that it'll start thinking for itself, but is just actually like a fancy calculator.
Seems like that's the route, because from Mark Cerny, quote, machine learning-based processing is the future, Cerny told me. With Amethyst, Sony and AMD are aiming for, quote, fewer pixels, prettier pixels, coupled with machine learning libraries to increase resolution or add frames or assist in various ways with ray tracing. So definitely more of like a calculator approach than like,
Yeah.
you know, like he's saying, we're gonna take it from the library and like put it in here, you know, every step, like grab this, put it there, grab this, put it there, you know, like less patchworky and more just like, these are like the tried and true assets, let's throw them in.
Yeah, I guess that makes an amount of sense. It sounds more like a video encoder or something.
Right. It doesn't sound like these things like these NVIDIA chips are trying to do, where they're trying to like learn it game by game and insert frames from the game specifically tailored to it. Like, no, they're gonna have a whole library there for you.
Yeah. And a less is more approach with pixels, I guess. I wonder what that's gonna translate to on the screen.
Well, you know, it's an interesting comment is made from the AMD representative. Quote, "We knew we had to go with machine learning because Moore's law is diminishing. The old school way of adding more performances, more transistors, more flops, more memory bandwidth. Their hope is that machine learning will make these advances more accessible to everyone. This is emphasized by the fact that Amethyst is going to be open for others to use," Cerny continued.
Oh, bit of a open source clause there or something? Yeah.
I think
you're doing more with less.
Yeah, I think if you're just using PlayStation, right? If you're going to be on the PlayStation, you can use this.
Yeah. So maybe it'll wrangle up the developers and they'll just be making cool stuff for the next generation of console.
Which is true, and he says we're going to see it soon in an update for PS5 Pro. And while we will see the beginnings of what Amethyst can deliver on the Pro, base PS5 users will not be able to see these benefits due to hardware capabilities not being up to the task. In the interview, he goes on to explain about the differences in the chipsets between the PS5 and the PS5 Pro, and about how the PS5 Pro's dynamic range in PlayStation Super Spectral, whatever, the PSSR, that is the thing that's allowing them to actually do and enable this AI integration.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's kind of like a secret pop-up perk of actually owning a PS5 Pro that like we might not have heard a lot about.
Yeah.
But clearly this article gets into the technical hardware detail, the advancements in the chip technology, and back in the PSSR.
Yeah, and I want to go back to what you said really quick. This is something that we really didn't hear anything about when PS5 Pro was being talked about. We didn't hear any. We heard a lot about the PSSR. We heard a lot about how how it's going to give you like a faster processor, so that you won't need to worry about switching between performance and quality modes. You'll have like a one streamlined mode for most, if not all, games. Death Stranding 2 proves that's not the case. But you know, I will say that's like one of like what, 2 games that's the exception. So it really is an exception. And but this is a real reason, definitely a better reason, like a more convincing reason to get a PS5 Pro. You know what I mean? Like if you're actually getting some next gen, I guess, firepower.
Yeah,
you know?
You're getting a taste of the PlayStation 6's horsepower under the hood.
Under the hood, yeah. So like it and again, just a taste, just a little bit of
amethyst.
Yeah, just a little amethyst, but
a little blue steel and a little red ruby.
I think that element alone kind of puts the PS5 Pro in a new light, because that really does make it feel like a bridge hardware, like,
yeah,
you know, like
there was a step up, if you will.
Yeah, like an actual like upgrade from a PS5. So like, yeah, maybe you'll be able to play every PS5 game, but maybe some PS5 games will really will look different on a Pro.
Yeah, it'll look like a PlayStation 6.
Shit.
Maybe then we'll have GTA 6.
I will. I at this point, though, Drix, I gotta ask. what does that even mean if that's the case?
Yeah, no, I bet Sony and AMD themselves are still deciding amongst themselves what Amethyst means and is about.
And you know what, Drix? Right before we go to the break, because man, this is an intense track. I will add, AMD definitely seems to be the go-to, because not just PlayStation, not just Xbox, but Nintendo as well. AMD is in the Switch too.
Oh yeah, so they have common friends and common enemies.
Or the way I'm kind of seeing it,
I should say.
Yeah, a common vision, because maybe we'll see. Why didn't they go with Nvidia, right?
Yeah, AMD will power the next generation of gaming, perhaps. We shall see.
We'll see how that goes. Anyway, if you have not given us a like, please do so. Give us a sub. If you have not, share this. People got to hear about what's going to happen next, because we've got a hell of a report right here from CFM Radio on the Xbox layoffs that happened today, and how they might have been maybe hinted at by a recent Microsoft acquisition. But Drix, I know that this track we got going on is a classic. What do we got going on right now?
This is the menu theme from Super Smash Bros. Melee. Talking about a bit of Nintendo's victory lap earlier, so success.
Yes, indeed, success, and we will see you in just a moment. We'll be back
after some tunes.
CFM Radio.
Take it easy.
Just feels good. Just feels good. Just feels good. Just feels good. Just feels good.
Like this, like that, like this, like that, like this, like that, like this, like that, like like this, like that, like this, like that, like that.
I don't like it. Not at all.
Like this, like that, 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 like that, like this, like this, like that, like that, that.
I like it. I like it.
Get ready.
You heard the soundbite. It's time for video game news.
Oh yeah, we got at least one solid mecha release this week, and in case you missed it, that was Like This, Like That from Jet Set Radio Future. Since we're about to dive into a little bit of Xbox talk, but I've also been hearing a lot about Jet Set Radio's anniversary. Like there's some Sega events, Sega merchandise with there was a pair of rollerblades, you know, like them blades or something, and there's definitely saw a cool ad with a bleach blonde like beat hairdo skating around getting chased by a guy in a trench coat while he was doing graffiti. So yeah, there's even there's a local event going on, or there is and or was in LA somewhere on Fairfax Theater. They're doing stuff in Tokyo and Los Angeles to celebrate a Jet Set Radio anniversary. So about time I break open that glass and play one of those tracks.
Absolutely. If any time to celebrate Jet Set Radio, it's now time, because there's so much cool merch that you can get. Limited Run Games has a great run of stuff that they're selling. It all looks great. You can get a Potts the Dog plush. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And
good times.
before we jump into talk about Xbox, we do need to talk about this week's I think it's the biggest release, because there wasn't this. I gotta be real, there wasn't a lot for as far as new game releases this week.
Nope. So we stuck with the tried and true mecha theme.
And that's Mecha Break.
Oh yeah, this demo came out during the Steam Next Fest. It didn't make it onto my actual play this game list, but I was definitely interested in how this looks. And we've been hearing a bit of the waves in the Armored Core circles on the internet. Other mecha fans giving this one a shot. And here it is from the Steam page, quote, "Squad up in Mecha Break, a multiplayer third-person shooter offering players 3 game modes filled with high-octane ground and aerial combat. Pilot your striker into the breach and take on enemies across worldwide hotspots. Ready for the ultimate showdown?" And you can play Mecha Break now on Xbox and PC via Steam. Ooh, cool. Yeah, a bit of a Xbox and PC at least exclusive, so good for them. Before we really dig into to tonight's feast.
Yes. So,
A
absolutely.
roast, if you will.
Gonna dig in. Digging in is the right word, because we are going to start.
The Xbox logo, rated E10 to M.
The Xbox, Strix. You could say that it's in a bit of a crisis.
Yeah, there might even be some visual aids at some point to illustrate what kind of crisis this is.
Visual aids, Drix. One's coming up on the screen right now. First, we're going to set the stage for all of you guys. Xbox, going back about 3 years now, saying we are going to go all in on Game Pass, and if we fail, we will, quote, exit the industry.
Yeah, exit strategy.
Then
Came out in the court papers
came
versus
out
the
in court
FTC.
papers versus the FTC. That was not a public
Dirty
thing.
laundry.
That was not a public thing. It was not meant to be public, but it is what it is. It's public now. And we are now seeing, here it is, Mike Ybarra, former Blizzard CEO. He said this on Twitter/X/Zitter, quote, "It's simple to me. Xbox should strive to be the world's largest publisher of entertainment content. Get rid of everything else and get focused. Do not be afraid to say what you are. Embrace the lane." Now, Drix, I don't know about you, but what do you think Mike Ybarra means by that?
What could this mean?
What could
Probably
this
exactly
mean?
what he said.
But
Wow.
oh, well, hey, Drix, I don't know. Drix, I don't know. Like,
Maybe we're not reading between the
or
lines.
maybe we're
like-
not reading in between the lines. So here's the thing. But here's Laura Fryer from IGN. Quote, "Xbox hardware is dead."
What?
Yes. She
Yeah,
had
out of the pot and into the fryer, huh?
a comment from Laura Fryer was, I don't love watching all of the value that I helped create slowly get eroded away."
No, nobody wants to see that.
She took to YouTube to talk about her impressions of the very thing that you're seeing right here that we're showing you on our visual on the trailer for the Xbox ROG Ally. This is Laura Fryer, quote, "There is literally no reason to buy this handheld." Fryer, obviously, as one of the founding members of the Xbox team, I'm not pleased with where things are today. I don't love watching all the value that I helped create slowly get eroded away. I'm sad because from my perspective, it looks like Xbox has no desire or literally can't ship hardware anymore. So this partnership is about a slow exit from the hardware business completely. Personally, I think Xbox hardware is dead.
Ooh. Yeah. Very, very Sega.
And Drix, I gotta just say really quick, I think everybody now kind of has this coming into focus because it's the biggest story today, the layoffs. And we're gonna go right to Windows Central because they've got the best, most comprehensive reporting. And their headline is, quote, "Microsoft continues Xbox layoffs with job cuts at King, Turn 10, ZeniMax Media, and more. Read Phil Spencer's note to staff." And we're going to get to that note at the end of the show. But
Oh,
for now,
how nice. You left us a note.
and before we jump into our own reporting, give us that like, share us around.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
little thumb.
Give us the thumbs up. Do what you need to do. Subscribe. It's always helpful to us here at CFM Radio to know your feedback. But here we
Yeah.
go.
We're about to give you our bread and butter right now.
Yeah, here we go. Unfortunately, this has become our bread and butter. We have become like death himself.
Vultures. Headline vultures.
Now, we're not going to read the note first, like I said, but we're going to do the damage control. No sugarcoating. Here's the long and short, starting with the numbers. Layoffs are also expected at some of the U.S. teams under the Xbox division, with details still unfolding. Microsoft confirmed layoffs are part of a wider round of 9,000 employees targeted for a pink slip, with every division at the firm reportedly impacted.
Man. No bueno. No me gusta.
And here we go. No sugarcoating. When outlets such as Insider Gaming are reporting damaging layoffs to the Call of Duty teams, Sledgehammer Games and Raven Software, a few big name games got outright canceled. Here they are. Perfect Dark, games canceled. Game Studio, The Initiative closes its doors. Partnership with Crystal Dynamics terminated, per Jason Schreier and Windows Central.
Ooh, that's one toilet flush that goes over hard for me.
Me too. Next one, Everwild by Rareware, canceled. Jason Schreier corroborates via Blue Sky. It is due to the cuts at Microsoft.
Ooh, we got a little too bloated, and now we got to cut some corners here. No.
ZeniMax.
Sorry, Everwild.
Yeah.
And Rareware.
Everwild, Rareware. I guess you're stuck doing Sea of Thieves for the rest of your days.
Yeah.
ZeniMax MMORPG canceled. Windows Central reports. Windows Central also reports that a couple of key staff from the Maryland division, that's Todd's division, Todd Howard's division, have now left the company.
Ooh. Yeah, no. Sorry, Todd and/or Bethesda.
So, we were talking about this before the show, but I don't think that any other of the game publishers or manufacturers or anything like that have had such a huge substantial amount of layoffs that we've reported on, at least over 9,000.
Yeah, we've been keeping tabs on this for at least 2 years, and 9,000 is the biggest, but it's coming from one of the biggest in the industry. Yeah. But this is the tsunami that the earthquake caused of industry layoffs. So hopefully no aftershocks, but we'll stay tuned.
But here, absolutely stay tuned, because here's where things get a little interesting. So the bulk of the story is hot. You can't get around it. The Xbox layoffs are huge, but there is an interesting series of events that has led up to these layoffs, and it started off around the top of the year. Before we jump into this, we're gonna float this. I'm gonna put it up on the screen really quick, because this was what Microsoft started the year off with. And here it is, quote, Microsoft announces US $3 billion investment over 2 years in India cloud and AI infrastructure to accelerate adoption of AI, skilling, and innovation. So AI is a big hot topic. PlayStation also integrating AI, right?
Yeah, it's coming. The wave.
The wave is coming, but Drix, here's the thing. A report from Niche Gamer goes over the layoffs and proceeds to link to a story. It has an interesting take, because their headline says it all. The headline is, quote, Microsoft laying off thousands of employees, applying for thousands of H-1B workers.
Yeah, so offshoring all those jobs
That's what
that they just fired people from?
Like. It definitely sounds like something like that. Definitely sounds like there's some sort of machination in there is no connective tissue between these two things. I'll say that right now. But I will say, I did my own research here, Drix. And I can confirm the numbers. First, we're going to see the numbers from Niche Gamer. So from Niche Gamer, they showed this chart that you're seeing on the screen right now. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so that you can see Microsoft Corporation. Microsoft Corporation applied for, right here, about 14,181 visas, and that was about 3.6% of positions that they reviewed. Lining it up, again, no real connective tissue, but lining it up with the reported 4% workforce cut in that Microsoft's in its totality has reported. Niche Gamer is reporting here that this might have been a plan since the acquisition of the India deal for AI cloud computing, because these I'm gonna move the chart up. These numbers at the bottom, you can see it. The data is as of March 31st, 2025. The cloud infrastructure deal was reported to have gone through January of this year, 2025.
Oh, okay. They were already applying for the visa for the layoffs, huh?
They were already doing it. And now,
Well before.
I'm not saying, now, again, Niche Gamer is a bit of a partisan rag. So I went in and and like I said, I did my own. I'm about to put up the charts that I found independently. And as you can see from the source h1bgrader.com, there it is. Microsoft so far 2025, they maybe not 14,000, but there's 4,712 right there. Approvals in green, denials in red. As you can see, Microsoft
Approvals and denials.
Yeah, as you can see, Microsoft, I guess, is a pretty fair place to work, right? Looks like it's a pretty fair place.
On paper.
Yeah, on paper, looks like there's very few denials here. So maybe one of these, and again, Niche Gamer's chart was only applicants. This is approvals and denials. And with over 9,000 layoffs integrated into a cloud computing deal, where some of these H-1B lottery recipients may be coming from, I can understand the point of view. I would encourage everybody listening to draw their own conclusions, but there's a lot of moving parts, and I think, Drix, you and I can both point to Phil Spencer's comments of, hey, Xbox is a business.
Oh yeah, that does sound like what a CEO would say.
Xbox is a business, and Microsoft has been very gracious with what they've been giving us. So these are all, we knew that Phil Spencer was coming in to something that was already in a little bit of trouble. And now I think it's like me and you were talking before the show. It might have been just a case of we're just going to buy them all up so we just don't have the competition.
Yeah. Buy them and fire them.
And I'm not even saying that these guys are being replaced, that talent is being replaced or anything like that. But I will say this is kind of reminiscent to what these like publishers who run those like maintenance mode MMOs do.
Yeah. Weird strategy.
Yeah,
Will
weird
it pay
strategy.
off?
You have a bunch of games that you showcased last year, and now a lot of them are canceled. 2 of them are canceled. One of them was big. People who helped Todd directly in Elder Scrolls games are now gone.
Yeah. What have you done to my Perfect Dark?
Yeah. You know, these are, and again, it wouldn't be a big deal. I think, I honestly believe, Drix, that people wouldn't take it so much as a shock if some of these games weren't shown. if some of these games were just held back, it might have been a different story.
Yeah. And some of them are out there just like, can I at least put this on my resume now that the game is canceled?
Yeah, if you're looking at Jason Schreier's tweets on Blue Sky, it's kind of sad.
Yeah. Not a lot of fun.
Not a lot of fun. And we're gonna end the show off.
You want to do another song?
Yeah, in just a
Lighten
minute.
the mood a little.
And we'll play another track, and we're gonna come back with the email that Windows Central obtained from an anonymous source that Phil Spencer sent out today in relation to these layoffs.
Ah.
But for now, Drix, let this music play.
This is from 19XX, the classic shoot 'em up series. This is the player select song from War with Destiny.
War with Destiny, CFM Radio.
The year was 1990X.
We'll be right back. CFM Radio, we are back.
Yes, that was the pivotal racing game music band Daiki Kasho
Yes.
from Gran Turismo 4, a song called My Precious. And it sounds like we got a speak and say on the vocals for that one. The
Which is
talking
always
toy.
Which is always fun because when you get it to talk really fast like that, like you feel the speed.
Oh yeah, the musicality of the momentum and
Yes.
conversational rhythm of the speak and say.
Of the speed
But
and say.
right now we got a speaking of game developers that aren't around anymore, from what LucasArts games. This is the epilogue song from Day of the Tentacle.
Because indeed is the epilogue to CFM Radio, and while we no longer have our This is an Xbox and Xbox Asus ROG Ally trailers playing in the back, I figure we might as well read what Phil Spencer had to say to everybody this morning in an email obtained by Windows Central concerning today's layoffs of over 9,000 employees. You ready to dig into this, Trix?
This was the email note he left on their desk, or inbox, I should say. But yeah, bit of a plucky comics song to soften the blow here. But
Here it
we'll get
is.
into something else. Watch.
Quote, today we are sharing decisions that will impact colleagues across our organization to position gaming for enduring success and allow us to focus on strategic growth areas. We will end or decrease work in certain areas of the business and follow Microsoft's lead in removing layers of management to increase agility and effectiveness. Out of respect for those impacted today, the specifics of today's notifications and any organizational shifts will be shared by your team leaders in the coming days. I recognize that these changes come at a time when we have more players, games, and gaming hours than ever before. Our platform, hardware, and game roadmap have never looked stronger. The success we're seeing currently is based on tough decisions we've made previously. We must make choices now for continued success in the future years, and a key part of that strategy is the discipline to prioritize the strongest opportunities. We will protect what is thriving and concentrate effort on areas with the greatest potential, while delivering on the expectations the company has for our business. This focused approach means we can deliver exceptional games and experiences for players for generations to come.
Yeah.
You hear that, Drix? It's a tough
Many
job.
of you may die,
Yeah.
but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Straight out of Shrek with that one.
Straight up some Farquaad shit with this. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. Kind of a bit of like a, falling empire speech. Like,
Yeah.
okay, we're gonna do what we know makes us money. It might cost a lot of your jobs, and the art might make sacrifices. It's like, okay, maybe we'll remove layers of managers, whatever that means.
Dude.
Yeah, no, you're not just removing layers of managers. You're removing entire companies.
Entire studios. Close the studio. Close
Closing
the studio. The
entire
initiative.
studios.
Let-
Things were working, and now they don't.
They just don't. We closed the studio. We canceled games. Hey, our portfolios never look stronger. Cancel these fucking games.
Yeah, great job winning that award.
Yeah, cancel. Game canceled. Hey,
Yep.
that game we showcased, cancel it.
Like, we have more players, games, and gaming hours than ever before. But it's not making us enough money, so see you later.
So bye-bye.
Good night.
Wow,
Ugh.
man. That is brutal. That is some of the most brutal shit that I've ever heard. That is I think you hit again. Drix, you're on a roll tonight. Hitting the nail on the head. A fallen empire speech.
Yeah, no, the Titanic is going to make it to its destination, ladies and gentlemen. No iceberg will stop us. Ignore the water billowing onto the ship. The band is still playing. We're going to be fine.
Whoa, that is...
We're going to keep doing what makes us the most money.
So I gotta...
Not anything else.
I gotta say, I didn't read that before I read it for the show. So you're getting like my
you're processing
live
it at the same
reaction,
time too.
And I
same.
am bewildered. Like I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine working because they said Perfect Dark was in development for like 8 years. I couldn't imagine working. Same thing with Everwild. Everwild was almost 10 years. Imagine working on games for almost upwards of nearly 10 years. And it's like, well, it's canceled now.
That's like most of somebody's life's work.
Dude.
Like some people, if you only live to like 30, 40, that's most of your life. It's a good quarter, a good chunk.
Some of these people might never work on video games ever again from this experience. It's just like, oh man, that sucked. I'm never going to do that again.
We're doing what's right for the business.
It's like I said earlier.
Full speed ahead, except you.
Yeah, except you.
Except you and the 899,000 other people, whatever.
$3 billion cloud infrastructure in India.
Yeah. Is that how much 9,000 jobs cost?
Yeah, don't even worry about the H-1Bs.
Not here on work visas.
Don't even worry about the H-1Bs at this point, honestly. $3 billion. We've never been stronger, but we got to cut you. By the way, $3 billion cloud AI infrastructure.
Yep. They took her gerbs. Are they going to have the AI finish Perfect Dark?
Yeah.
In Everwild?
Yeah.
Are you going to, can the machines, can the $1 billion investment give me some more Joanna Dark?
Yeah. Can the $1 billion investment tell me whatever the fuck Everwild was?
Whatever you spent 10 years working on, can we at least see it? Can you show us something, that might have been cool?
That might have been cool. No, never.
Can they put it on their resume?
Yeah, seriously. Jesus.
Ugh.
Yeah, seriously, reading some of those things from Blue Sky screenshots were like, wow, this is really bad. Like,
cannot be good. No, it's good for business.
Yeah, it's good.
All right.
It's good for business.
Not for the people in the business.
No, hey, but you know what? Shit rolls downhill.
We're the people trying to buy your products.
And guys, we've been saying it like this for what, the better part of 2 years. Like at this point, like it sounds pretty done. It sounds like Microsoft is just bowing out. Like
even people from Microsoft are saying the same thing.
Yeah, like
in their tweety twats.
In no uncertain terms. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, this is this is a huge day. I hate to sound cheesy or cliche, but this is a big day in gaming history. You never say never, right? I'll say that. Never say never. But this is a turning point. One of the biggest names in the industry might be going down. This might be their swan song. We might have just heard it.
Yeah. And definitely a lot of employees last day.
Jesus. If I was in anywhere near tech innovation and software development, I would be distraught. Like not even gonna front. It's just one of those things
if
where
I relied on that to put food on the table, I would be shook.
And this is one of those things where like it's not even like some small little like rinky dink like, oh, we made like a free antivirus. No, dude, this is Microsoft. Like,
Yeah. They're pulling out. I mean, why? Why couldn't they just be the #1 publisher of video games?
Mikey
Why?
Barra, where is he? Where is he? There he is.
Yeah,
It's simple
Mikey
to
Barra,
be.
the former Blizzard CEO.
Former Blizzard CEO Mikey Barra. You're seeing him on.
We could have had
screen
a good thing going here, Microsoft. You know, me making the games, you publishing them. We both could have made a lot of money, but you got greedy, didn't you? It's the end of every gangster movie.
You got greedy.
You had to get greedy, didn't you? You tried to grab all of it.
Grab
You
it
wanted
all.
to take it all or nothing, huh, Microsoft? And now look at you, 9,000 pink slips later, huh?
1,000 pinks. Oh Jesus. Oh man. Hey, you know what? Yeah. Can you imagine Sega going down at 1? Oh man. You know, M. Stonewall C. Sega went down for a lot of reasons, but I think you're right. I can't imagine them going down at 1.
Yeah, they just decided to be a good publisher, you know?
Yeah. Now it's now we'll see if that's in the same cards for Xbox. But as always here at CFM Radio, we are here for your every Wednesday for your video game, music, and sometimes earth-shattering news.
Yeah. Don't forget to tuck in your hardware and kiss your physical media goodnight. You never know where they're going to end up. Just keep that stuff, savor it, preserve your games, don't kill them, especially if you've spent 10 years working on them.
Put every disc you have, check it for disc rot.
Yeah,
Like,
pop it in once in a while.
Once in a while, like savor these moments because Microsoft says it's over, guys.
Oof. All in on Game Pass.
All in on Game Pass. Hey, I guess they weren't lying, Drix. They're gonna exit the industry.
Yeah. No, I mean, Mike Ibarra, former Blizzard CEO, like, oh, we could have just did one more job together, you know, and then pulled out.
Pulled
We
out.
could have, you know, we could have one big dirty wiki. I got a plan, the Dutch.
I got a plan too. It's try to find my PS2 and play a Game Boy Color game.
Yes. Perfect.
But that'll do it for us here at CFM Radio. This is, you know what, guys? If you think that this is some sort of like end to the Microsoft story, no. This is just, I dare say, we're just getting started.
Yeah, not to end on a, you know, down note, but beginning of the end.
Calling it here. But if you loved us, give us a like, give us a subscribe. If you hate us, just tell us why. Leave a comment. Tell us we suck. We don't care.
Yeah, why? Be more
Why?
constructive with your feedback.
But
yeah, till then, stay tuned for more groundbreaking news. If this is definitely a story you're going to want to follow on for future editions of CFM Radio.
yeah, definitely keep your eye on all of your favorite gaming, daily gaming news digests this week because this is not the last that you've heard of this story. This is just the beginning. And this is CFM Radio. And Drix, I think we're out.
Yep. You've not heard the last of us, so we'll see you next time.
Good night.